RetroDaze.
As the days get longer and the weather gets hotter, our minds often wander back to those endless days we spent trapped inside of a nondescript school building, staring out through the windows into a wide world of wonder. Summer was on the way, which meant an end to the droning teachers, homework, and school food. It also meant vacation, riding bikes with friends, going to theme parks and fairs, and best of all, it meant the ice cream truck would make its seasonal pilgrimage to our sleepy streets, playing hypnotic jingles and reawakening our mischievous spirit. Well, I hope you have a pocket full of spare change because the ice cream truck is nearly here, and it carries a freezer full of memories. The unlikely history of ice cream, well, in this case a recipe for a frozen milk dessert, can be traced as far back as 618, when the Chinese Tang dynasty was in rule. By the 18th century, after further development to the recipes occurred in France, the dessert traveled to England, where it was enjoyed mainly by royalty. In fact, prior to the 19th century, ice cream was often a rare luxury only the rich could afford. But by the 20th century, industrial innovation allowed for mass production and easier storage of the frozen confection, and ice cream quickly became one of America's favorite desserts. Harry Burt is documented as the first ice cream truck driver, a rare distinction, but not his only claim to fame. Burt was also the inventor of ice cream bars, which is what led to his decision to sell the easily eaten confection from a vehicle. As the story goes, in 1920, Burt developed a chocolate shell that would harden on the cold ice cream. But when his daughter complained about how messy it was to eat, Burt's son suggested freezing the treat onto a stick. And so, the Good Humor Bar was born. He started with only 12 trucks, but by the 1950s had over 2,000 navigating American roads and dispensing frozen treats to adults and children alike. Around this same time, many competitors appeared, including Mr. Softy, led by brothers William and James Conway. The pair, dismayed by the inferior performance of soft-serve equipment on pre-existing trucks, went about creating new vehicles specifically designed for transporting ice cream dispensers. Before long, they were franchising the trucks, and by the 1970s saw a 3,600% growth.
Here comes Mr. Softy, the soft ice cream man. The creamiest, dreamiest soft ice cream you get from Mr. Softy.
America had spoken. Ice cream trucks were a hit, and there was no slowing the rapid growth of this new industry. Though many different songs have played through the crackling speakers of ice cream trucks, the first jingle was based on an old folk song called Turkey in the Straw. This song was often played in ice cream shops of the day, so when the vendors took to the streets, they felt it was the best way to let people know just what it was they were selling from their mobile dispensaries. Unfortunately, the song this jingle was based on, adapted with racist lyrics, was also used during minstrel shows in the 1820s. Good Humor has rectified this past mistake in recent years by licensing a new song from rapper RZA, which is provided free to anyone who wants to use it in their ice cream truck. Mr. Softy used a different song to differentiate themselves from the pervasive Good Humor trucks and opted for a variation of The Whistler and His Dog, composed by Arthur Pryor, called Jingle and Chimes. Since then, ice cream trucks could be heard playing a variety of tunes. These include, but are not limited to, Dixie, Camptown Races, Jimmy Crack Corn, Pop Goes the Weasel, The Entertainer, and It's a Small World. Everyone's soundtrack to summer is a little different, but almost all of them will include at least one ice cream truck song. The only thing sweeter than hearing your local truck's jingle on those long, hot summer days was the ice cream you'd buy when the driver slowed to a stop on your street. This was an event and ranked right up there with watching your favorite television show, going to the movies, and getting a new Atari game. Each experience was unique in its own way, but our childlike enthusiasm for life rendered each just as significant as the next. Perhaps your local driver kept to a schedule, one you'd memorize like any dessert-loving kid on summer vacation would, Or maybe you lived in an area that didn't have regular visits from the ice cream man. This, of course, made the sudden appearance of the white truck covered in wonderful pictures of ice cream even more magical. No matter what the scenario, though, when the moment came, so did a looming question. Would your parents give you money? No matter how much we crave to paint the entirety of our childhoods in a wonderful glaze of nostalgia, we must admit, some days our parents said no. Some days we were forced to watch our luckier friends line up and claim their rewards while we stood by, kicking rocks into the street and sulking. But other days, we too were the lucky ones. We joined the line of happy children and waited our turn patiently until the ice cream man leaned his friendly face through the window and asked, "What'll it be?" What would it be indeed? The colorful menu stares back from the idling truck, boasting selections so varied and outrageous, no sane person could ever choose just one. You dig in your pockets, hoping beyond hope to find an errant quarter you'd somehow missed, but no dice. Just one selection it must be. Last week you tried the chocolate eclair bar. It was good, what with a hidden vein of fudge at the very center, but certainly no strawberry shortcake bar. That had been your favorite all last summer. That mix of fruit and vanilla ice cream with soft cake crumbles on the exterior was like ambrosia. Absolute perfection in your humble opinion, but you'd also overindulged and now crave something different. The snow cone, always a solid choice. It reminds you of the fair, has 3 different flavored syrups running through it, and is often the absolute best way to beat the heat. Then again, you hated how the syrups would get sucked up too quickly, leaving flavorless crushed ice on top. Even better than the snow cone would be a rocket pop, or is that a bomb pop, or superstar? Whatever the heck it's called, it certainly holds on to its flavor better than crushed ice. Still, you're craving ice cream today. The kids behind you groan. One of them says, "Come on, kid." Kid? Kid? That's Davy Johnson belly aching, and he's a full half year younger than you. Where does he get off? You yell, "Wait your turn!" Then reconsider the menu items once more, feeling the pressure to choose mounting. Toasted almond bar? No. Ice cream sandwich? Fudgesicle? Creamsicle? No. No. Oh, and no. Wait. Your mind lights up with an epiphany as your eyes find the detailed picture of perfection on the side of the truck. A classic cone, vanilla ice cream, chocolate ice cream, even more chocolate, and a heavy sprinkle of peanuts on top. Yes, you've made your choice. You push 65 cents into the grinning ice cream man's hand and say, "I'd like the Nutty Buddy, please." He winks and says, "Good choice." Whether you had a local truck drive by every day, or only had opportunities to experience the seemingly infinite variety when you were at the fair or on vacation, ice cream trucks were an integral part of most people's childhood memories. Well, now that your memories have been officially churned, hopefully with big handfuls of chocolate chips and sprinkles, we would love to hear what your favorite ice cream truck selections were. And if you enjoy our content, we hope you'll consider giving this video a like, subscribing to the channel, and maybe even enabling that ubiquitous little notification bell. It really makes a huge difference. Hey, let's meet again next week to celebrate yesteryear right here on RetroDaze.
Clanky clanky.